If you could create an extermination for the remaining competitors, what would you craft for them to have to endure?
Oh, those are my babies. I love them so much. I would have them go around and tell each other how much they love each other and all of their favorite qualities about each other.
Greetings, creeps, and welcome to our weekly Dragula Resurrections. This week, we are summoning the ghost of episode three's haunted hotel victim, Satanna.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having
Welcome.
me.
Of course. Satanna, you got the axe in episode
Uh,
three. Too soon? Is that too soon?
Too soon, too
Too
soon. I
soon.
gotta
Okay.
go, actually. I
Oh
gotta go.
no,
I gotta
this
hit it.
interview is over.
Yeah, I mean, I've made peace with the axe wound, so we're okay.
Okay, the axe wounds look great on you. You can't wear
It
them off.
it it healed pretty fast, so I'm grateful. Grateful.
Like a Wolverine.
Hmm.
So I actually loved your haunted hotel look. But given that this was your extermination episode, if you had the look to do over again, is there anything you would change about it?
Um, you know what? I think I would maybe add a little bit more peacock feathers to the dress, maybe, but I would also go to like a boa choreographer because it seems like
Ah.
that was a point of contention.
Mhm.
But that's the only thing I would really change. I loved my look. I put a lot of work into that outfit. Abora from season two in Titans actually created the garment.
Oh.
And one of my friends, his name is His Vintage Touch on Instagram. He does hair for the stars. He does Dita Von Teese, Paris Hilton, Zendaya, Michelle Visage. He did my hair for that challenge as he specializes in period hair. So I'm really proud of the look, and there's nothing I would really drastically alter at all or change. So I'm really proud of it.
It was giving very like old Hollywood glam, which I'm a sucker for. So yeah.
Yeah, totally. I mean, when I was thinking of haunted hotel, I was thinking of what would Satana be doing in a haunted hotel. So I was they showed it briefly, but I made a playbill, and it was BOULET Brothers Hotel presents Satana, the Devil's Showgirl.
Oh.
Yeah, so I took a lot of inspiration from Erte and the Ziegfeld Follies Showgirls, and that's where it all came from. So yeah.
Oh, I love that. All right. So if you had been given the key, what would you have done with it?
Oh, well, I think given my circumstance, after being in the bottom already, I think I would have saved myself.
Okay.
Just because
Good
at that
answer.
point I was like, I have to make it through,
Mhm.
a couple more episodes. So I think I would have used it on myself. I mean, if I had to choose anyone, I might have chosen Orgotic too, just because he's such a strong competitor, and it worked out for him. He loved it. So
He was like having a spa day, right? Like,
yeah, totally at home. And I mean, like me being strapped on the bed, I was fine with,
Mhm.
duh. But it was the rats that was like kind of throwing me off. It was a little different.
That's not usually what you throw in when you're strapped to a bed. That was a new element for you.
No, and I'm from LA, so like the roaches, I could do, but the rats were a little much. I'm not from New
Can you kind of
York.
like explain to us like the feeling of having the rats crawling on you? Like were they really pissing on you and like just you feel their little claws? Like what is the situation?
Yeah, I remember laying there and the room was kind of spinning, and then when they dumped them on you, it's just like 10 pounds of just like
Ooh.
warmth. And then they just were just like, yeah, crawling on me, and you could just feel their little paws. And what really got me was the tail.
Ooh.
Because the rat tail is something that is it's just there's something about it that elicits like such like a kind of reaction. But I love animals and all that stuff, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But like when
Mhm.
the tails were kind of going across my face and things like that, it was a little much. But I love animals, so I was okay with it.
Yeah, I love animals too, but not necessarily like 10 pounds of them on me and pooping on me and peeing on me and like burrowing in my hair or something. It's different.
Right. And someone asked me, they were like, "Do you still have that hair?" They like pooped and peed in the hair, and I was like, "Girl, yeah, of course I have it. It's on display."
Like that shit's expensive too. Yes, I have
I
it.
shook the little rat poops out. We're fine.
You should have left them. That's the filth element. You're like, this is
You're right. You're right. Hindsight. Hindsight.
rat poop queen.
Me.
Which do you think was worse, the rats or the bungee jumping into complete darkness?
The bungee jumping hands down. The bungee jumping hands down was the worst. I mean, just for the sheer like physical feat of it all was that made it so difficult. I mean, we were like, it was cold. I was didn't think I was gonna be hiking up a mountain in drag on the first episode, but you know, here we are. And yeah, it was cold. We had to go through rivers. We went over like over rocks, under trees, and it really did take a couple of hours to even get up there. And it's one thing to if you're hiking like with comfortable shoes and like all the gear and you got water and all this stuff, but you know, me and JK all we had was each other. So yeah, it was very difficult, and that extermination was crazy. It was crazy.
Do you feel like you bonded with JK on that hike? Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, I mean, before that, our relationship was kind of contentious because we were both in the bottom and we both had
Mhm.
like a moment in the cauldron. But yeah, no, I think that that experience will bond anybody. And now we're just like in love with each other. I love him so much. So I'm really grateful for that experience to be able to like connect with him more because, you know, we're out there at like however late at night
Mhm.
clinging together because it's so cold and we're both in these like little slutty outfits or whatever.
That was so ridiculous. I live in LA and I've never done that hike even during the daytime, just because I'm like, oh God, what if I get like halfway and then I'm like, what do I do? Like it's too far, or I get there, but then I can't get myself back. So I've just never done it. And you did it in the dark in drag. And I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, put some respect on my name because that was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
don't know if people realize like that's a crazy hike even during the daytime. So big respect to
Yeah,
you both.
yeah. Someone on Twitter kind of came at us and they said, "You're lying about the amount of time like that it took you guys to get to the top. You're lying about the mileage." And I was like, "Look it up, babe. Look it up. It's there on the internet. It'll show you it's a 5 mile hike.
You said, I have receipts, bitch. Don't come for me.
It takes a simple Google search, honey."
Yes. No, it is a very intense hike. Like I said, I've wanted to do it, but I'm like, I don't know. How badly do I want to do that?
But I will say the bungee jumping was exhilarating. It
Did
was
you
exhilarating.
like what's the scariest part? Is it the moment before you jump? Is it the jump or is it the swinging after? Because all of it sounds kind of horrible to me.
No, it was the lead up to it. It's the
Mhm.
being strapped into everything. It's the like instructions. And on the back of the mountain, there's like a little red target, and you have to sort of like frame your back to it and sort of aim yourself and push yourself off, directing your back towards the target over here.
Okay.
And you have to really give yourself some like leverage. And that's the scary part is like knowing that if you just jump off smallly or like quietly, you could possibly get hurt.
Mhm.
So if you have to really launch yourself to get that you know that swing. So you're just like if you don't hit anything, right? So that's why in my footage you can see me really like swing. I was like, ooh, I swung real high,
Yeah, you were
and
making us all very nervous because I was like, oh, you're gonna like
it
disappear.
looks like I disappeared.
Yes.
And I might have taken the directions a little too seriously because I pushed myself off with such force. And so I literally when I swung back, I feel like I almost touched the top of the bridge again and then swung.
Mhm.
So,
It looked like I was like, is Satanna gonna slam into like our cartoon style, just like on the bottom of the bridge? But you didn't, so it's great.
right, right. I survived and it was fab. It was fab. And I recommend bungee jumping to everybody.
Are you
But
gonna take up bungee jumping now? Your new
maybe,
hobby? Yeah.
maybe my new job is a bungee jumping instructor.
Oh, may I would come visit you. I don't know if I would jump, but I would just come and see it in action.
You can watch me jump in the fairy dress again.
Okay, yes, I'm there. I'm still there. So this episode featured the kind of the drink pour heard round the world, shall we say, with JK making that toast and Orgotic pouring that toast right back onto JK's head. It was more of a dribble or a drizzle than a pour, but there's been a lot of noise about that online. Like, how was that being in the room? Was it awkward, or were you like excited about it, or how did you feel?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I was 100% like in my own thoughts and
Like,
feelings.
yeah, okay,
You could see it on my face. I was
yeah.
like doing the cheers. When it happened, I did notice it. I did notice it. I just remember being like, oh God, now this,
Yeah.
now this. But and everybody was sort of reacting to the cheers. Everyone was sort of like giving energy and love or whatever. So no one really clocked it in the room, and it wasn't until afterwards that we were all like, what just happened? You know? It was wild. I wasn't expecting it either.
Well, because it was done very casually. It was like cheers and like,
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad it didn't happen to me.
well, yeah.
'Cause, yeah, it's one thing to verbally argue and stuff. So I'm glad it didn't happen to me because that's a whole other thing. But it was entertaining. I mean, that's what we were there to do, right? We're there to be entertaining for y'all. And like,
Yes.
there's no I don't think Orgotic should be getting any sort of like hate or like anything like that for it because we're there to make a TV show and JK took it in stride and JK is a really strong individual and JK voiced how they felt about it and um, yeah, so I don't think anything is like I don't think the discourse should be as maybe hot as it is, but I don't know.
That applies to almost everything on Twitter. The discourse shouldn't be as hot as it
Right.
is.
Yeah, totally.
If you could create an extermination for the remaining competitors, what would you craft for them to have to endure?
Oh, those are my babies. I love them so much. I would have them go around and tell each other how much they love each other and all of their favorite qualities about each other.
Okay. You're like my mom at Thanksgiving. Okay, that's
But also, I will say a extermination I do want to see on the show is like suspension hooks. Um, I think that would be pretty gnarly.
like as in they have to actually pierce it through their skin and hang?
Yeah, so it's like a part of the body modification world and a part of the all like the kind of underground scene of that. It's like you kind of pierce the back of your skin and you kind of get like you get pulled up to
Suspended.
the ceiling. Yeah,
Yeah.
suspended. I know I couldn't think of that word. And Vander has done it, the previous winner. There's plenty of drag artists who have also like who have done it like for their shows and stuff. So I think it'd be cool to see.
Have you
I
done
would
it?
have done it. I would have done it.
Okay. So you
I would have
haven't
done it.
tried it, but you're like, bucket list, I'll do that for an extermination.
If it was on extermination, I would do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But you're not
But
gonna
I
like
still
go
like my
take a
first
stab
one
at
better.
it. Okay. What if it's both? They're suspended and then they have to say, like, I love this about you and I respect you because of this. Like a
Oh,
combo
that might
deal.
be the one.
Suspension love. There we go.
Oh, that might be the one. Okay, let's do that one.
Okay, let's do that one. You're gonna see it on season 6. They're gonna be like, yeah, let's do it. The Boulets have resurrected monsters from the dead plenty of times. Would you be open to returning for some sort of Dragula debauchery?
Um, I think I would have to be in a different place in my life. I
Mhm.
think that when I went to Dragula, I was like kind of like a shell of myself. I had just been through a really crazy year, actually a crazy couple of years.
Mhm.
So I think when I showed up there, I was like fresh off like a really hard breakup. I was like eating a lot, drinking a lot, not taking care of myself. I had like gained 40 pounds. I was like just not who I was prior. Just wasn't happy. And so, yeah, it depends. Like going back for Dragula, I would love the opportunity. I would love to be able to showcase more. I just would have to be in a different place in my life. And I also kind of like paused on like transitioning stuff for
Mhm.
myself personally, like gender affirming stuff, because I needed the money to go off and do Dragula. So I think I would have to come back with myself more fully formed.
Mhm.
But the option is always there, and I'm always down to play. So who knows?
Yes, we would love to see more of you.
No.
Who do you think is the fiercest competitor this season?
Oh, I mean it's really hard because all of them are so goddamn fierce, and I think on the first day I was like, well, damn, you know. Yeah, everyone is a contender at this point. I'm gonna go with my BFF, Neo Voodoo X, because that's just my
Ah,
sister, and we've been friends for a long time. So I'm always forever rooting for her. So I would say Neo Voodoo X.
nice. Who do you think is going to be the next to go home
Ooh,
after this Rock Monsters challenge?
ooh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know the dynamic. Um, I'll say, I'm gonna plead the fifth. I'll plead the fifth. I'll plead the fifth.
You're pleading the fifth, and you want an extermination challenge where everyone talks about how much they love each other. Okay.
Right.
We could be friends because that's the same route that I take.
Right. Right. Right.
You can tell me afterwards. I just won't tell anybody. I won't share it. It's just secret. I wanted to share with you Emma Wersch from we have a Fangoria Facebook group, and they had a message for you. They said, although you were feeling disappointed after the Flora show, Emma is so proud of you for going through the extermination challenge. You showed some great looks and promise, and it was a bummer to see you get in your head a little bit because you're so damn talented. Agreed. So what's next for Satanna? What can we expect coming down the pipeline from you?
Oh, well, first of all, it's really sweet. That really means a lot. And I'm glad people saw that it wasn't like I'm giving up diva moment. It was more of a human moment, and it was I mean, that's what we're there to do, right? We're there to document our human experiences going through these circumstances. And that's just how I was feeling. And there was never any disrespect to the show or disrespect to the Boulets. I wasn't having a tantrum or a meltdown. It was more so just like a resolution for myself, you know? But so thank you for that sweet message. There's so much coming down the pipeline, so many more exciting things. I'm going to be traveling a lot coming up. In December, I'm going to be in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm going to be in Portland. I'm going to be in Seattle. I'm going to be in San Francisco. I'm going to be traveling all over. So my goal for this next year is to travel as much as possible, meet all of y'all, perform for all of y'all. I won't do the devil's ball, I promise. But yeah, just a lot of really cool collaborations coming up as well. I have a lot of really cool collabs with photographers and filmmakers and things like that. So we're just gonna keep, being fierce and cunty and sexy and fun. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do.
That's what a cunty 2024.
Yes, to a cunty 2024.
Collaborations with filmmakers. So we need you to do a horror movie. So put that on your list as well. If it's not already, maybe it's already on the list. But...
Well, I actually went to school for film. And so that's sort of always been my passion is like screenwriting and then visual work and stuff like that. So maybe that's coming too. I need to get back in my writer bag.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
I mean, I might know a place who might want to talk to you about horror movies. I'm just saying. I don't know.
I know, right? Gee, I wonder where that could be.
I might know a guy. I'll put in a word. I don't know. Amazing. Tell us where we can find you, social media, website, all that stuff.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all under Hail Satanna. And my merch is available at shoprighthouse.com. It's a queer woman-owned business here in Los Angeles. And so you can get my merch there. And my website is hailsatanna.com. So you can find me at all those places.
Yay! All right, Satanna, thank you so much. I hope we see so much more of you in the new year because you are amazing and we love you.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I'll see you on the other side.
Woo!